Hey everybody, I wanted to make this quick announcement video to give you guys the status of 1.3, but more importantly to talk about the future of ABK and get your feedback, really. So first of all, I'm sure you guys have seen the videos coming out. I am very close to finalizing 1.3. Pretty much everything is done except two things. One feature that needs to be finalized and tested, and then the swimming component, which you guys saw in the previous video with the crocodile, that allows any animal, any land animal, to swim. So this week I'll be done with the last feature, and then I just have to clean up the project. But I will need a bit more time for the swimming component, and I also want to release it with the duck mesh that we're getting from one of the community members. So uh, I haven't made the final decision yet, but if it looks like it's going to take a couple more weeks for the swimming component, I'm probably going to just release 1.3 without the swimming component and move that to 1.4. I haven't made the final decision yet, but I just don't want to make you guys wait a few extra weeks for the swimming component, especially because probably most of you guys aren't really waiting for it that much. So if that's the case, 1.3 will release very soon with the advanced taming system that you guys saw in every other feature. And then 1.4 will release with the advanced writing system. That is the system I'm going to be developing in collaboration with Malverse. And then you'll have that with the horse mesh, and you will have the swimming component with the new mesh already set up. So that's that. I'll keep you guys in the loop as far as how updates are going, but just know that I am trying to push this as fast as I can. So please, keep your eyes out for it. I'll make an announcement as soon as I submit the update, and then you guys should have it in just a few days after that. All right, so now to the next part of the video is regarding future updates. So you guys know that we released ABK all the way back in December, and since its initial release, I've been working really hard, adding a lot of new features, improvements, and a lot of these new features have come from your suggestions. So I do love the fact that we've created this really nice community around the asset. It is actually the most popular asset that I have in the marketplace. So obviously it makes sense that I'm paying a lot of attention to it. But I also have to think about how do I want to continue supporting the animal behavior kit, adding new features with regards to, well, what about the other assets that I have in mind? I have some new projects that I've been wanting to work on, and obviously that hasn't happened. We're now half year in 2019, so the only way that I can think of that I can continue working on this is if I increase the price, just to account for all the additional work and support that I've been giving ABK. But at the same time, I know that a lot of us, myself included, are indies, right? A lot of us are doing this as a hobby or just don't have a really big budget. Uh, so I don't want to increase the price too high that then many people won't be able to get it, right? Um, so here's what I figured I'll do. I was thinking about different options, looking at some creators in the marketplace, and I see that some folks do add-ons for their packs. That's one way that I could go. So brand new features that make sense, I could have them as add-ons, and then if you really need it, you can buy it. Um, but I kind of came to the conclusion that what I wanted to do was split ABK into two different versions. Uh, I want to have a pro version, which is basically what you guys have now, which will have everything, including the taming system, the riding system, the swimming component, and that will be higher in price. But then I also want to offer a core version of ABK, which will be at the same price as you guys see here, $79.99. So here's what I have so far, and I wanted to share this with you guys. This isn't by any means final. This is just me thinking about how I want to do this. But the proposed split that I have is this. There will be two versions of ABK, ABK Core and ABK Pro. And you can see that when I actually split out all the features, it's actually quite a big list. Obviously, all of the core features will be included in both. AI director, population control, animal spawner, group manager, auto group manager. The new activation manager is going to be on both. Day-night cycle, simple birds, fish, and all of the components, including the rest and the need system, common need system, decay, breeding system, natural death, the spawn loot system, which just got an upgrade for 1.3. But then here's where the differences lie. The swimming component that will allow you guys to have hippos and crocodiles and ducks will only be part of the pro version, in addition to any future additional movement components for land animals. So I do have plans to add more movement components, though I can't give you guys an ETA yet. So for example, flying for ground animals, right? Again, the example of the duck. If you have a duck, he will be on the ground, but he then can swim, and at some point he may want to fly as well. The advanced taming system, which you guys have seen, I've made huge updates on, that will only be part of the pro version. And then when 1.4 releases, the advanced riding system will only be part of the pro version. So pretty much, if you don't have ABK after 1.4 releases, you will have the option of either going ABK core and just get pretty much all of the features that I consider core for ABK, or you can go the pro version and then get the additional movement components and the taming and the riding system. You guys know that I also have another product coming out called the advanced taming system. I'm going to actually release these two components separately as a separate product. So if somebody's interested in just having the riding system and the taming system, they can go ahead and buy that separately. Obviously, most likely the biggest question in your mind is, well, you already have ABK system, like what happens? Well, obviously, at the end of the day, I want to do what's best for the community. So if you have the animal behavior kit, you will obviously go with the pro version. So everybody that has ABK right now will be upgraded to the pro version. So you guys will have everything. Once 1.3 releases, I do plan to increase the price of ABK to account for all of the updates plus the advanced taming system. And then once the riding system comes up in 1.4, I'll probably increase the price a little bit more to account for that. And then at that point, you'll probably have the final price of ABK core, which I'll keep at this price, which I think is a pretty it's a pretty good deal. And then ABK Pro will be higher than that. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Again, this isn't final. You would say, well, ABK Core has most of the features, but I do consider some of these to be really important. These two specifically are really completely different products that you guys are going to get. Not necessarily related to animal behavior, right? Like the riding system and the taming system. But again, I rather go this route. That way, if you've been supporting me, if you already bought ABK, then you're basically going to get all this as a freebie. You'll be completely upgraded to Pro. If you don't have ABK, I would suggest, if you've been thinking about it, get it now before the split. That way you will basically get the Pro version at the price of the core version, so to speak. And that's what I'm thinking, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Like I said, I think this way it solves the problem of having a version that has most of the stuff that I think people will use, and keep it at a reasonable price. But then allow me to continue adding new features, for example, like a swimming and a flying component, and then have that only as a pro version at a slightly higher price. So yeah, that's the announcement I wanted to make. I really do want to hear your thoughts on this. So yeah, do you think this is a wise choice? Do you think the split here is appropriate? Any comments are welcome. Any feedback is welcome. And again, if you've been waiting for 1.3, hang on. It's coming very, very soon. All right. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video.